Hello everyone, very good morning to all of you. Today, welcome to the today's topic, that is types of ascocarps. Before going into this topic, just let us rewind about the previous videos. This is the third video in the phylum Ascomycota. In previously first video, I covered about general characters of the phylum Ascomycota, and in second video I covered about the development of ascus and types of asci. So in this today's section I will cover about the types of ascocarps. So let us see what are the ascocarps. The name itself indicating that ascocarps are the fruiting bodies which produce the asci that containing the ascospores. Ascospores, it means ascocarp is the fruiting bodies which contain asci. So here we can see in some members such as yeast, if you take the example Taphrina fruiting bodies are not produced. It means it containing the naked asci. This is very important example. We can find in multiple choice. Naked asci are found in the species Taphrina. This is the most favorite example we can find in the exam point of view. And now let us see what are the different types of ascocarps. There are mainly four types of ascocarps, that is first one Cleistothecium, second Perithecium, third Apothecium, and four Ascostroma. Cleistothecium means it is a completely closed and globular structure, and Perithecium, it is globular, but Perithecium is mostly flask shaped structure provided with the ostiole. And Apothecium is a cup or saucer shaped structure bearing exposed hymenium. And fourth one is Ascostroma. So now let us discuss each one by one separately. First one is the Cleistothecium. I already told Cleistothecium is a completely closed ball-like ascocarp, that is globose structure, and it is made up of a wall with pseudoparenchymatous tissue. That pseudoparenchymatous tissue is known as peridium. These terms we have to remember while writing in the exam. That Cleistothecium is made up of wall pseudoparenchymatous tissue. That wall is known as peridium. In some species, Cleistothecia are provided with outer appendages. Here in this picture, you can see these Cleistothecia are provided with appendages, and asci are scattered at different levels in this Cleistothecium. So, how ascospores will release means through the disintegration of this peridium. If this peridium will disintegrate, then only ascospores will be able to release. Example where this Cleistothecia we can find is Eurotium and Ericife. So Cleistothecium is a nothing but completely closed ball-like ascocarp with made up of a pseudoparenchymatous tissue wall that is known as peridium, and Cleistothecia are provided with appendages, and asci are scattered or distributed at different levels in ascocarps, and when asci are matured, ascospores are released by disintegration of perithecium. Example where Cleistothecium we can find is Eurotium and Ericife. These 5 points we have to remember about the Cleistothecium. So coming to the second one, Perithecium. Perithecium is a flask shaped, I already told it is a flask shaped, more or less closed ascocarp. Here we can see how it is looking like. It is a flask shaped structure. So perithecia are provided with a pore or opening at the tip. That pore is known as ostiole. That is true ostiole through which ascospores are released at maturity. So if fruiting body is provided with a opening that called ostiole, means that what is the purpose of that pore? It means for release of ascospores. Then ostiole is lined with a sterile structures called periphysis. Here in the second diagram you can find this. Here ostiole is lined with some sterile structures. These are the sterile structures. These known as periphysis. Periphysis means the name itself indicating peri. Peri means a surrounding structure. So these sterile thread-like structures surrounding the ostiole. That's why the name itself, that is periphysis. And wall is known as peridium. This wall is made up of the tissue already known as peridium. and asci are here arranged in a definite layer. Here you can see that how asci are looking beautifully arranged in a some systematically arranged. That layer is known as hymenium. In between the asci there are sterile thread like structures. That structures is known as paraphysis. Here in perithecium, two types of sterile thread-like structures are known. One is periphysis surrounding the osteole. Second is paraphysis that are intermingled with this asci. So this paraphysis helps in liberation of these ascospores. Example where we can find perithecium is claviceps and xylaria. We have to remember at least two examples for this fruiting body, claviceps and xylaria. So let us just once remind the perithecium. Perithecium is a flask shaped, more or less closed ascocarp and provided with a pore or opening at the tip that is known as osteole, through which ascospores are released at maturity, and osteole is lined with sterile structures called periphysis and wall is known as peridium. Asci are arranged in a definite layer called hymenium. In between the asci, the sterile thread-like structures called paraphysis, which helps in liberation of ascospores, and perithecium found in the species claviceps and xylaria. So we have to remember up to now this. Coming to the third fruiting body is the apothecium. Apothecium means it is a open cup shaped ascocarp with a wall peridium. So here in multiple choice there is a chance to ask that cup shaped ascocarp is known as apothecium. So we have to remember cup shape or saucer shape. So these two terms we have to remember. Apothecium is the fruiting body which look like cup shaped or saucer shaped structure is known as apothecium. It is also made up of a wall peridium, and asci are arranged in a layer called hymenium. If they are systematically arranged, that layer is known as hymenium, either exposed from the beginning or later exposed. Here you can see in this picture these asci are exposed, or they are covered with some structures, or later they are exposed. So sterile structures are also present in this one, that known as paraphysis. These paraphysis, here you can see these are paraphysis. These are the sterile structures. They may be free at the tips or they may be fused and forming some cover like structure covering this perithecium, this apothecium, sorry, this is apothecium, in liberation and dispersal of ascospores. So this paraphysis helps in liberation and dispersal of ascospores. In apothecia we have to remember one term, that is epithecium. Epithecium is a layer on surface of hymenium of an epithecium formed by fusion of tips of paraphysis over the asci. That means if these paraphyses are fused and they form a layer, that layer is known as epithecium. Epithecium we have to remember for the examination point of view. And epithecium where we can find is pezigia and tuber. These examples we have to remember. Just once we see the apothecium again, it is a open cup shaped or saucer shaped ascocarp with a wall peridium. Asci are arranged in a layer known as hymenium. Either they are exposed from the beginning or later exposed. And sterile structures are called paraphysis, which helps in the liberation of these ascospores. Epithecium is a layer on the surface of hymenium of an epithecium. This epithecium is formed by fusion of tips of paraphysis over the asci, and epithecium is found in pezigia and tuber. Coming to the fourth fruiting body, that is ascostromata. Ascostroma, also known as ascostroma. The name itself indicating that stromata means it is a locule. If the asci are formed directly in cavities called locule within the stroma, here we can see these are formed in some locules. That stroma itself serves as a wall of ascostroma, because these asci are formed in the cavity, so whatever wall is there in this stroma, it is act as a wall of this fruiting body. Sterile structures are called pseudoparaphysis, are present in ascostroma. Why we call the sterile structures as pseudoparaphysis? Because the structure resembling look like perithecium, but sterile thread-like structures found in perithecium we call as a paraphysis, but this is not as true perithecium. So that's why we call it as a pseudoparaphysis, and there is a structural difference in paraphysis and pseudoparaphysis. We can see that difference in later slides. Example where we can find this ascostroma is a alcino. If the ascostroma is with a single locule, that is unilocular ascostroma, which resembles perithecium with pseudoparaphysis, that is known as pseudothecium. We have to remember these examples, like these terms especially. What is pseudothecium? Pseudothecium is a unilocular ascostroma which resembles perithecium with a pseudoparaphysis, that is known as pseudothecium. Example where we can find is ascostromata is Venturia. These are the four types of fruiting bodies generally we find in the phylum Ascomycota. Naked asci found in example Taphrina. That one also we have to remember. Here we can see the different types of fruiting bodies. Here first one is the naked asci, where we can see is a Taphrina, then Clistothecium, Alcino and Perithecium, and then Apothecium, Pegiga and tuber. Perithecium find in claviceps, and fifth one is Ascostroma, because we do not consider the naked asci as a fruiting body because there is no fruiting body. So these are naked asci. Here we can see Clistothecium, where asci are scattered throughout the Clistothecium, and this is the Perithecium, where asci are arranged in a distinct layer known as Hymenium, and this is Apothecium, which looking like cup or saucer shaped, find in Pegiga, and last one is the Pseudothecium, that is unilocular stromata which having the pseudoparaphysis structure, that is known as Pseudothecium or Apothecium. Here we can see here this one. This is also looking like a flask shaped structure only. These are the different types of fruiting bodies. Now coming to sterile thread-like structures, I already told previously the structures present in these bodies. So what are those sterile thread-like structures? Ascocarps contain sterile thread-like structures or interascal tissues of various types. These sterile thread-like structures, also known as hemathecium. Hemathecium is the term given by Erickson during the year 1981. These sterile thread-like structures, or hemathecium, is nothing but all kinds of hyphae or other tissues between the asci are projecting into the locule or ostiole of Ascomata. Whether these sterile thread-like structures present between the asci are projecting into the cavities or present at the ostiole, all structures, these are come under the sterile thread-like structures. There are generally 7 types of interascal tissues are known, that are interascal pseudoparenchyma, paraphysis, paraphysoids, pseudoparaphysis, periphysoids, periphysis, and hemathecial tissue. But hemathecial tissue is generally absent in the phylum Ascomycota. Let us see each one by one. First one is the paraphysis. Paraphysis are elongated, cylindrical, club shaped, and sometimes they may be branched threads arising from bottom of ascocarp. Here we can see in this picture, these are the paraphysis. Here you can see how they are arranging, how they are arising from the bottom of this fruiting body. So these are the paraphyses. They may be septate or aseptate. Means here we can see some small septate here. Septation is there. So either they may be septate or aseptate, that is septation is absent, and they grow among the asci in hymenium and remain free at their tips. Hymenium is a definite layer. So they are arranged in a definite layer and they remain free at the tip. They do not fuse. In case of Discomycetes, the paraphysis tips fuse and together forming a layer, epithecium. Already I gave this term epithecium in the fruiting body. If the paraphysis are fused at the top, they are known as epithecium. And what is the role of this paraphysis? Mainly they helps in liberation and dispersal of ascospores. Where we can find this paraphysis are perithecium, example claviceps, and apothecium, that is Pegiga. We have to remember these examples, perithecium and apothecium, that is claviceps and Pegiga. Here you can see very nicely in this second picture how these periphyses, they are arranged between the asci and they helps in mainly liberation of these ascospores. One thing, paraphysoids, here we can see less septate. These are less septate but Pseudoparaphyses are heavily septate, even though they are arranging at the top, but they spread towards the bottom and they are connecting bottom and top. Example where we can find these pseudoparaphyses are Elsino. Here we can see the different sterile thread-like structures. First one is the interaskal pseudoparenchyma, where asci are scattered in the tissue, and paraphyses which are intermingled with the asci helps in liberation of the ascospores. These are provided with the structure osteole, and paraphysoids are also having the osteole structure. They are arranging at the tip of the asci and they are connecting the tip to bottom, top to bottom. They intermingled with the asci, but these are less septate, whereas pseudoparaphyses are heavily septate. They arise at the top, but they spread up to the bottom, and they are connecting top to bottom and forming a cuttings between the asci. Then periphysoids, they directing towards the downward, arise at the osteole above the asci, and periphyses they directing towards the osteole, that is directing the asci to release the ascospores towards the osteole. So this is the today's session. In this session we covered about the types of fruiting body, that is naked asci we can find in Taphrina. Example we have to remember. Then Cleistothecium, which is a globose and made up of the wall peridium, and it is that asci are arranged at a scattered throughout the Cleistothecium, where we can find Cleistothecium in Ericife and Elsino. Then Perithecium, which is a flask shaped structure which is provided with the osteole, where Perithecium we can find in Claviceps and Venturia. Then Apothecium, which is a Apothecium is a that saucer shaped structure or cup shaped structure, where asci are arranged in a particular layer known as hymenium, and these paraphyses are present if the tips of the paraphyses are fused, that known as epithecium layer. And apothecium we can find in Pegigia and tuber. Then last one is the ascostroma. Ascostroma, if it is unilocular, then endothecium we can find. Then after fruiting bodies, then sterile thread-like structures. There are 7 types are there, but mainly in this ascomycota we can find only 6 different types, that is interaskal pseudoparenchyma, paraphysis, paraphysoids, pseudoparaphysis, periphysoids, and periphysis. I think today's session is very interesting, and everybody liked this video, and thank you for your keen interest in this video, and remember to like and subscribe for more videos if you like the video, and please share with your friends for giving them more knowledge, and I wish you a great success, health, prosperity and happiness.